Hey guys, welcome to DarkMatch this week, and this is going to be one of those rare episodes where we're actually all really enthusiastic to review it, and we're going to have good things to say about TNA, so anyone says we're biased, watch this episode. I am your friend MAGPIE, and with me today are my cohorts. Introduce yourselves.
I am the Arrow, making my long-awaited return to the microphone.
I'm Tiphys, and I don't got anything really to say right now.
And I am No Leaf Clover, and as usual, as has become tradition on the DarkMatch, it is time for that classic segment. What is Iron Sheik tweeting now? And what Iron Sheik is tweeting is, Hogan and do more cocaine and has no dick and balls from testosterone. He make me look like Godzilla.
That's probably true.
Oh, God.
Godzilla was on TV this afternoon.
I got a glimpse of that.
It was the Matthew Broderick one, so it's the one everyone hates.
Unfortunately. I wish it was fighting Mecha Godzilla, but yeah.
Hey, I like it, so I don't give a shit.
Hey, it's cool, man, fine.
Alright, anyway, let's dive right into it. TNA Destination X pay-per-view for 2011. I got kind of mixed feelings on it overall. I don't know about the rest of you guys. I know Magpie's like all super excited, like film brain about it, but me,
dude, I'm totally sheening it right now. I'm stoked about that pay-per-view.
Okay.
It's just like, I mean, there's things I'm going to say about it to criticize it and things I didn't like, but when it comes to the in-ring product, I liked it generally.
Yes.
Just so you guys know, my lights are flickering, so if I drop out of the call, I'm probably electrocuted.
Yeah, there's a pretty big storm rolling across the country this afternoon. It was over here in Ohio this afternoon, and now it's over where No Leaf is. So.
Thanks a lot, Tiphys.
Yeah, like it's my fault. I blame St. Louis.
Oh my God.
Fucking Kansas.
St. Louis.
About the only problem with this pay-per-view was that the feuds building up to it weren't really kind of feuds. They were just kind of, we're going to pair some guys together. Yeah.
He does make a good point about that in terms of the storylines. Like, Destination X wasn't really showcased as evidence with the latest Impact that we saw. Like, the closing credits was more about the Anderson storyline in Immortal than it was Destination X. But that said, though, the people putting matches together for the sake of, and the TNA management booking the matches, putting people together for the sake of booking matches, that's something that the old TNA feel, because they used to just get talent for the sake of having a good match. So it would seem at random, but you would get good in-ring product.
Yeah, but they also to pretty much just be an independent show that just happened to have a television deal. So, I mean...
that's what TNA was. Their concept was, we're independent wrestling, and we're on a mainstream... we're taking independent wrestling and putting on a mainstream television show like Spike.
I get that. The problem is, though, they've since made the transition to being their own continuity, their own little...
Oh, shit, it's Vince Russo.
Yeah. That's not even a Vince Russo thing. That's just a
I know. I
mean, you start penetrating the mainstream a little bit more and more. You gotta separate yourself from just, anybody can show up here. You know, you gotta kind of... and that's just,
I think there's just... I get that point. Right ahead.
That's to protect the company, protect the stars a little bit, protect the image, because, you know, when you're an independent show, you can have pretty much anyone come in. It doesn't really matter who wins, who loses. It's just a fucking fun match. But...
I get that point, and it's very well stated. It's just, I think for the sake of... one of our things going into the pay-per-view, our biggest complaints was we're pessimistic about it because, we trust the fact that the in-ring product is going to be good at this pay-per-view, but really they're not going to be showcased afterwards, and they're going to forget about it. So you can make the argument that, we're going to do all the old X Division field because it's not going to matter. We're not going to give a shit about it, and I wouldn't want that to happen, but TNA logic, it's like, fuck those guys. We gave them the pay-per-view. We don't care. Let's go back to Anderson and Immortal. So you can make that argument.
Exactly. Like, they even had, Bischoff buried the pay-per-view. Like, I didn't want to do this, but, there's a pay-per-view this Sunday.
Yeah. It kind of demeans the entire concept of the pay-per-view. If you have a guy come out and say that he didn't want to do the pay-per-view, and I understand that's cheap heel heat, but
one of the in-character owners of the company, mind you.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ. But
you would think
even Vince McMahon in full-blown heel mode doesn't do that. You know?
And then you would think also it's just like, well, maybe if we actually put faith in this pay-per-view, and if we're thinking Bischoff, like the Grandmaster Evil scheme, they're like, okay, if we get this Destination X pay-per-view, a lot of attention, and we do what the 10%ers want us, hear us out, we do what they want, but people are still pissed off at TNA what it used to be, and that's why they're not going to tune in, we can just say straight up, oh, well, we typed it, we did everything you guys told us to do, and we followed that format, but it failed, so now it's going to go back to our way, brother.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of that lately.
I do think overall this pay-per-view will have a higher buy rate. On other forums, on other forums I visit, I know that people were wondering if they should actually which pay-per-views they should actually buy rather than stream, and most of the people were just saying buy Destination X so they can get the idea that this is what you want to actually see in a wrestling product.
And also, very good point, but also it's just like you had the faith in it, whereas Destination X last year was nowhere near, I mean, it's a good pay-per-view, but it was nowhere near close to, like, being Destination X. Whereas this one was just like, no, this is actually going to be Destination X. I mean, even though we don't have faith in the future of TNA, this is going to be the shit. We're going to see good stuff, and we have to support them.
But
so that's why the faith
Magpie,
is needed.
don't...
Yeah.
Hello? Okay, no, they've disappeared. But anyway, guys, let's jump right into the show. Let's get down to it. Yeah, get my groove thing on. I am so sorry. I am so white.
That's all right.
So is Magpie.
Hey!
Looks like we've lost No Leaf. Oh, he might be back. I don't know. But anyway.
Fucking Portal.
I'm back.
Okay.
All right.
All right, getting into it. The show kicks off. We got Jeremy Borash and Mike Tenay are on commentary. Taz is inexplicably absent.
Rest in peace, Taz.
Schoolfield.
Right away you kind of have an issue, because it's like, if it's going to be the old school TNA pay-per-view, why not have Don West be on commentary?
Exactly. Because it's like, even though if you don't like Don West or Mike Tenay, as I'll say this as an old TNA fan, even if you don't prefer them or think they do a greater job as other people, watching those two commentate a match hearing those two commentate a match while watching a match, it pumped me up more to watch these guys, and it really brought up the excitement level. And they were enthusiastic about doing it. Now you see Mike Tenay, a former shell of what he used to be, but those two guys really hyped it up, and that would have brought up a more interesting thing to see.
Also, since Don West is back with the company, or I don't know if he ever. I thought he's back recently. I didn't know if he ever left because I wasn't really following TNA that closely. But I thought he was back.
He never left. He never left. He just took a different position in the company.
Okay.
They pretty much told him to go sit in the corner.
He still shows up and shells stuff, but Don West.
I thought he still stuff now.
I think he's in charge of the merchandising and the website.
Okay, let's compare that to another commentator's career after getting pulled off TV. Joey Styles got pulled off of TV, but got put in charge of the entire WWE website.
Yeah, took that over from who again? Michael Cole, I think.
Yeah.
But Don West got pulled off of television and got put in charge of, hey, buy this T-shirt we don't make.
RTV.
The worst is when he does the paperback special, because it's like, now you get 5 DVDs, but here's the catch. You don't know what those 5 DVDs are. And I'm like, fuck, why couldn't it just been 5 DVDs of my choice in one bag? That would have been awesome. Because if it's at random, you can get, like, Victory Road, 2011, Hard Justice, 2005.
They're just going to go on the map they can't sell.
Victory Road, 09.
Backdoor Slut 7. What?
Backdoor Slut 7. Hey.
Wow. Thanks, Don West.
Well, I'd buy that.
Anyway, on top of
Why
that,
is Prime this?
on top of this special commentary team back, we also get our dear old friend, the Six-Sided Ring.
Yeah, that was
But the
good.
fucking point, God fucking damn it, it's just.
It's disheartening. It was disheartening in the fact that, and I noticed this, and I'm pretty. You guys might share the same sentiment, but you watch the guys who are working today. Even those guys who really weren't in the Six-Sided Ring at the time when it was going, it's like those guys were working the Six-Sided Ring with great ease, and they were just used to it, and it was like second nature to them. But
the thing is, back then, the special matches they had were tailored to the Six-Sided Ring, but everything on Sensen, it's not tailored to it. Nothing they have set up tonight is tailored to it.
Well, what I'm saying is they work. Go right ahead, Nelly.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's not like they had a 6-sided steel match, you know, which I actually like the 6-sided cage. For all the shit that I give the fucking 6-sided ring, I actually like the cage. Mm-hmm. But it's nice to have the ring there. It's nice to see it back. But I also noticed that they didn't even change the color of the ropes. So you had blue ring posts and red ropes.
But the point I was going to make with the ring is just like you see the younger talent work the ring so with ease, and you're like, I wonder why they switched to 4-sided rings now. And then you're like, oh, right, the talent. This exactly proves what we were saying about, we had to get rid of it.
Actually, it is been acknowledged that it's just because Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff didn't like the 6-sided ring. And also,
it was officially confirmed? I thought it was just one of those.
And also because the talent at the time that change took place felt that the 6-sided ring was more difficult to work because of the way the turnbuckles work. The 4-sided ring is easier to use the turnbuckles on.
You think that was because of the influx? I think that was due to the influx of the WWE talent, but
no, it was before the influx of.
Okay.
That people
I didn't know that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Brian Knobbs and Jerry Sags can work in it apparently,
which is fucking astounding.
Yeah.
Well, they don't exactly work that hard.
Well, if it involves, like, I don't know where.
Trash cans.
Yeah, trash cans.
Well, actually, no, they do work hard when they have to.
Luring people into a hotel room while they're drunk to gang beat them.
Well, they're good at something. I mean, when Brian Knobbs really needs money, he'll just, like, straight up go to Hogan and just, like, just do his business and work for his money.
I'll wash your car and give you a hand job for $6.
He's too Brian Knobbs, he's too dignified for a hand job. He will reward Hogan the full way. Velvet.
Okay, let's move on.
Into the actually first match.
My first match.
Think about that image.
Oh.
Kazarian versus Samoa Joe.
Great, good match. Good match. But what I liked about it was, keep in mind, Joe is not as fast as what he used to be when he was like the X Division champion or just the unstoppable monster. And I will admit, I was trying to be in denial about this, but Joe did lose his flair and does not have the same passion as he did as a wrestler anymore. He now just shows up for a paycheck. But just to see the hints of him actually, like, now he gives a shit about what he's doing and he has an opponent that's going to give him a good match, it was cool because he was just like, you get to see him do the jumping, twisting into gear. You get to see him, like, put effort into it. Yeah, he's not as fast, but he's, like, fucking trying, and he wants to be there, and Kaz is doing cool stuff. Only the finish was fucking stupid.
He was still just collecting a paycheck, though. I still got that vibe from him.
And I did too, but it was like he was more. Actually, no, I thought he cared about it, but
I think he cared about it more than
sad to see
but
yeah, I'm with Arrow. It was still sad because it's just like Joe performs way better than this in his prime when he was like the X Division monster.
The thing is, there's no reason for him to not still be in his prime.
Yeah, he should be. I agree with that sentiment. It's just but at the same time, looking at Joe's eyes, the company that you're in and what you're surrounded with, but he has kids now and everything. He has to be beaten into submission. It's like a caged tiger at the zoo.
He's kind of like Kane in that he gets stuck with all these ridiculous goddamn storylines, and the problem with them all is, unlike Kane, they never follow through with them.
That's a perfect example.
So, at least Kane, it's okay, it's ridiculous that there's fake Kane here and May 19th is freaking him out or whatever it is, or that Katie Vick happened or whatever, this and that and the other thing. But you still get your ending to these angles. You get the follow-up and the
satisfaction.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that was weird, but at least it's over.
Yeah, but
hey, where the fuck did those ninjas go? Where's Okado? Jesus.
Okada?
Yeah, Okada.
Where is Okado?
Yeah.
He got destroyed by, like, Scott Steiner or Matt Morgan or someone, right?
Why is Pope not dead yet?
What is going on?
Yeah, but aside from what we've seen Joe, like, had to go through for whatever reason, this match was totally quality. Except for the finish, which I thought was stupid, and it was a totally quality match. There was good spots, and Kaz looked good in his comeback.
But the whole good match, stupid finish thing is going to be kind of typical tonight, I think.
I expect it's TNA, but still, quality of match, it was great. And as a wrestling fan, I got to see a quality match with two dudes I really like. I would have liked to see Joe win, but...
To be honest, don't get me wrong. I'm going to probably say this about a lot of the matches on this show. I like the match, but it just it didn't hit that. You know, when you're doing an X Division pay-per-view, when you tout it as, you know, the best of the X Division, we're going to do it, bring it back for one more night. X Division has certain connotations to it.
There's a standard.
There's a standard. It's like the difference between American pro wrestling and fucking lucha. There's a different level there, you know what I mean? And even though this was a good match, it wasn't. I
get that point, and that's a very good point, because it's just like, again, this isn't the same Joe that we saw in 2005, 2006 when Joe was Samoa Joe. And if you would have asked me 2 years ago who was one of my favorite wrestlers, I would have said, we looked you right in the eye, no hesitation, Samoa Joe. But
Joe, definitely.
Joe does not Joe, and like you said, does not care anymore, and his performance is not good. But again,
the other half of that is Kaz is not Kazarian anymore. His character has evolved, his style's evolved a little bit, and he hasn't dropped in quality like Joe has, because he's been fucked over so much. But he is different. He doesn't do quite that X Division style anymore. There's still flair and pepper of it in there, but it's not.
It's not what you expect, like in the glory days.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you think about the X Division,
it's kind of like the difference between Steiner pre-steroids and Steiner post-steroids.
Oh, okay, that's a good point. Yeah. And I'm not arguing your point. You did make a good point, but I'm just saying
No, we're just saying.
Yeah. Let's not get
We're not saying you're wrong. We agree with you.
No, I'm not saying you guys are wrong either. I'm just
with these caveats is what we're agreeing with you.
Okay, cool.
And then the other thing for me is, and Arrow, you've been kind of quiet, so I'll give you a chance to talk after this. I'll pitch it to you, but and this is another thing that kind of overshadows the whole pay-per-view almost. Most of these matches don't have a purpose beyond tonight.
Exactly, and that's
have that
the main problem.
Yeah, there's no emotional investment. There's nothing in Thursday to see what the hell is going on with the fallout from this or that. It's almost like One Night Stand without the other regular WWE pay-per-view that took place that when we first did One Night Stand. And it's just like, okay.
Yeah, I agree.
This, and it's just going to disappear. It's going to be Big Lipped Alligator moment of the year.
The only feud I think they could actually build off of is AJ and Daniels, and I'm pretty sure they're hinting towards it. The only problem I'm going to have is they're doing a extremely slow turn like what they did with Christian in WWE.
Well, they've also done the extremely slow turn with Christopher Daniels turning on AJ before,
it's another feud.
No,
granted, good.
Go ahead, my guy.
Granted, we're still going to see quality wrestling. These guys are awesome and have amazing chemistry with each other, but we've seen it before. Let's see something else.
Yeah, and they have AJ and Daniels later on tonight, but we'll get to that. And they have Kaz and Joe now. That's like 4 of the main primary original guys that really got people to notice TNA when it was jumping over that hurdle from truly independent to independent on the mainstream. So they're true TNA originals and responsible for the success TNA had at one point. And unfortunately, they're marred with the stalling of success that's been going on. And they wasted an opportunity, I think, building up the whole fatal 4-way between Jerry Lynn, RVD, AJ Styles, and Chris Daniels, when they could have had these 4 guys come out instead and kind of done the same thing, and it have a lot more meaning for a lot of the fans.
Yeah.
And not only that, you could also hype it with on Impact when they did the Fatal 4-way, Rotterdam, Lynn, Daniels, and Styles. You could have not had
technically it was a 4 corners match.
4 corners, but those 4 together, you could have just had it where it's just like, okay, you know how WWE will, if there's a major feud going on, they'll have there's 2 feuds, so they'll take this heel from that feud and this face from that feud and put them together, and then what's left would be with those guys. So it would have been cool to see, okay, Daniels versus Jerry Lynn, RVD, AJ Styles, and then you're just going to see what they can do, and then you go to the pay-per-view to see what they're going to do with each other, and it gets more of a hype. Or you could have put those 2 matches on the pay-per-view, and then switched it. But, you could have had, don't give it away.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's kick off into the finish of this thing. Magpie, did you have something you want to say about the finish?
The finish was very anticlimactic. I thought the match could have gone longer. And granted that Kazarian did have that comeback, I forgot exactly when he did the spot where he got the DDT and he was starting to get his comeback and going into it. I felt he could have got a little more offense into the match, but Joe's a monster, so I guess that makes sense. But it could have gone a little bit longer, and the finish was anticlimactic. Go on.
All right then, moving on, I guess. They show us some footage of Daniels arriving at the arena. Nothing big there. Footage earlier today with Suicide, Sangriento, and Curryman out with the fans signing autographs. Eric Young comes in and he says he's looking for a tag team partner for for tonight's matchup. He talks to each one of the guys at the table, but then Shark Boy walks up, making his glorious return with a shell yeah.
So the thing with that is, like, they couldn't let Shark Boy comes back one night only, and granted, I don't expect him to come back later. I'm very pessimistic about that. We'll see what happens. But you just couldn't let Shark Boy be himself. He's coming back for one night. Let him have his dignity and just say, be Shark Boy.
No, I like Shark Boy doing the fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin thing. That's awesome.
Not bad. It's one of those. For me, it's like, okay, I've seen it enough. Let's just be yourself.
I think it's funny, actually. That's really when I first started giving a shit about Shark Boys, and he started doing
Yeah, really. Before that, to me, he was just kind of like a job guy. And then he did that. I was like, oh, I can't take him seriously, but I like him more now.
I agree with the point about it. Him putting him in the
It's the
spotlight.
difference between Evan Bourne and Santino Marella as a single star.
Yeah, I'm just saying in terms of like the length of what I guess it was the length of what I saw. But when I'm with you guys in the bandwagon when he started doing the Shark Boy Stone Cold, I thought it was fucking hilarious. But then there's a part where I'm like, gone too long. But he does a good job of it. That's just where I'm coming from on that point.
All right, so then basically that means later in the show, Eric Young and Shark Boy will be tag team partners.
Woo!
Yeah. We move into our next
singles match. I don't know, but hey, let's go with it.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll give them good opponents that
was
their time.
Was Eric Young's tag team match and him needing a partner hyped at all before this pay-per-view?
No, but Orlando Jordan was recently released today.
No, no! Why, God? Oh,
still though. I mean, that's once again, and this is something I can say about just about damn near every TNA pay-per-view. Advertise your fucking matches. Build some suspense and some tension.
Well, we said, they didn't care
Eric
about
Young
this
is in a tag
pay-per-view.
team match and he needs a partner. Can he get a partner in time? Who's going to team with this lunatic? Something. Anything.
Another lunatic who thinks he's another wrestler.
Oh, if you had done the Shark Boy reveal last Thursday, I'd have been like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm excited to see something on the show now. Yeah,
but the thing is, you would have read spoilers.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying that's one of their options. Even if they hadn't done that, they just hyped he needs a partner. Ooh, this is interesting. I wonder where this is going to go. I'll pay attention to this. No, but no. You got to tune in fucking show to see what's going on in the show.
The next matchup is Douglas Williams which is an open challenge match, and who would come out but Mark Haskins?
Is he the guy who was Sean O'Hare's tag partner in WCW?
Maybe. Apparently he's big in the UK. That's what they kept telling us.
He was the bad guy in
Tron. No, wait, no, that was Mark Kendrick. No.
This guy looked fairly young.
Is he the guy that had his own... No, wait, no, that was...
No, he looked like Johnny Nitro.
It's the guy from Boy Meets World.
Oh, right. The guy from Boy Meets World.
Yeah, the bully guy who's next to the guy who's the friend with the fat kid.
Joey the Rat?
Yeah.
I love that guy.
No. Well, he made his debut today in TNA Wrestling on the Destination X pay-per-view, taking on the very good wrestler, Doug Williams. And even though it was a missed opportunity to actually reveal somebody who could have been like, holy shit, we haven't seen this guy in TNA since so-and-so time.
The European tour.
Now that I know his connection to Boy Meets World, I love this match for some reason.
Wait, this is seriously the guy from Boy Meets World?
You dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
That's serious.
Well, you never know here. You never know with you people.
Oh.
Yeah, we do know it's called not being gullible. Moving on.
Oh, God damn it, MAGPIE.
Maybe I could just trust you people.
His wiki page is just like 3 sentences.
Cool.
It's all about last night.
Yeah.
It's all about
Friday night. Moving on with the actual match, even though it was a missed opportunity to actually have somebody on there, like, let's throw in, hey, here's Sanjay Dutt, even though I don't think he's as good as he used to be, or here's
here's an idea. Jay Lethal!
Yes, that would have been cool.
No, he's on that one wrestling show that's new that TNA started that we're not going to review at all.
Oh, God.
Oh, you mean that show that we do not speak of?
Yes, and he's got a fucking stupid car-related name.
The unmentionable.
Yeah, exactly. At any rate, this match was okay-ish.
It was a good match. It seemed like I like how Doug Williams, they really did play up the fact that he really knows how to chain wrestle and just do that style. And he did bring a different element in his time into the X Division champion. And for the guy looking nervous, he did do a solid job just like working with Doug Williams, and Doug doing the job of like, okay, you can do this efficiently, but I'm still the master and I got the style down and you're young. That's how I got the vibe in this match. Granted, wasn't as impressive as other matches, but I can't complain when I see solid wrestling.
Yeah,
I'm not complaining. I'm just
I'm talking for myself.
He did a good job of playing his role, and Doug Williams did a good job in his role.
Mm-hmm. I'm just talking for myself when I say I can't complain about the in-ring quality.
It was a decent match, but again, why do I care about it? Beyond, that was a good match.
Yeah, it could have been like if it had I'm with you on the way, Tivas. If it had a worthwhile surprise, like holy shit, it's this guy we haven't seen before in a while. Like even if they threw out Kid Cass, that would have been a surprise. Or if they could have
or giving the guy some random epic debut like Sin Cara did. God damn it.
Also worth mentioning is this Mark Haskins guy. He was an okay wrestler, but he botched the finish.
Yeah, he fell off the top rope. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. We were like, God damn it, dude.
That just set him back.
Oh man, he was going so well, and then you're like, seriously?
But then again, if they gave Lacey Von Erich a title and Abyss still has a job, he'll still be fine.
Hey, Abyss had to eat 2 teeth. He's just keeping his job for a while.
Yeah.
Lacey Von Erich is
And he's hot. She's a Von Erich.
She's still teaching Miss Tessmacher. I don't know. Apparently she's a better teacher than she is a wrestler, so.
Show off your ass a little more, honey.
Shake it. I do the claw. I always did the Liefeld spine curve. Alright.
Wait, I have to say one thing. The British invasion is back. Does that mean we get to see the return of Chelsea? We need more British people. And hot British people.
Chelsea wasn't British.
We'll get Winter
we can pretend she is. The TNA doesn't have a problem doing it, neither do I. I want to look at her.
If TNA keeps their current representation of ethnic stereotypes, they'll probably bring in a bunch of Irish people and beat up British Invasion and take over the name.
Dude, they'll bring up some French people. They're going to bring back La Resistance and have them lose every single match and be pussies.
Anyways, Douglas Williams ends up picking up the win after the botch for Mark Haskins. I hope they give him another chance. I'd be didn't blow me away, but it'd be interesting if he got another chance.
Imagine if it was like a Full Metal Jacket situation, like he's just sleeping in his bunk and the other wrestlers just wrap around, just have socks and like soap bars in there. You botched your spot, boy.
I'm not upset at all about Mark Haskins being in there or his ability, but I'm upset about the way they brought him in. It's just like anticlimactic.
The payoff was lame, but the guy doing his job was good.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on from that. After the match, they shake hands. Williams raises Haskins' hand and helps him stand up, and they shake hands and they just leave the ring. So, I mean, good show of sportsmanship. Obviously, both these guys are playing the face.
Yeah.
So, I thought Doug Williams was a heel.
No,
he's a face.
When did that happen?
About the time.
He became a face because the British invasion is sticking up for the USA and the feud versus not LAX.
Yeah.
Wait, what's going... I've watched this show and I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm not even being funny. I'm not being funny. I did not know that. It was like when Jinx told me Maurice was a face once, I had no fucking clue.
Yeah.
Maurice was a face?
Exactly. I did not fucking know that.
At one point she was. It was a very short time, though.
Yeah, it was a very short time. Well, enough talking about, beautiful women. We have to talk about SoCal Val.
Oh! And because SoCal Val is on TV, I'm going to bring back an old joke we haven't heard in a while. Oh, Wilbur. Oh.
We are horrible, horrible people.
Is it just
I'm sorry. I mean, she's not an unattractive woman, but at the same time, I can't help but think she has a horse face.
Nope.
That's just me. If you like her, if you likes her, cool, have at it.
I would be happy if she actually dated me. If she actually dated me for whatever reason, if I had like a voodoo spell, I figure out Winter's spell book, and if SoCal Val somehow dated me, I'd be happy.
Considering that a former cast member used to fucking want to suck her titties, I am totally willing to just bash on her for the next half hour.
Oh, go right ahead.
Oh, come on. Let's be mature. Let's turn the other cheek.
Yeah, let's make dick jokes.
Yeah.
We make those all the time.
Yeah, we can't spend half an hour ripping on SoCal Val just to be bitter. Because
we'll let the Pope do that. Oh!
Austin Aries cut some promo here that I know No Leaf particularly enjoyed.
It was awesome.
No Leaf?
Austin Aries comes out and he's talking a bunch of bullshit. And he says, "Thank you guys who actually paid for this pay-per-view. And for all you guys who are illegally streaming it, fuck you."
Dude, the Austin Aries he always does that when he was a heel. He's the mega dick who will insult the fans at any cost, but deliver in the ring.
TNA is not the forum. If he did that shit if he did that shit on ROH or in WWE, they'd be like, you know what, dude, you have a legitimate gripe.
I think it's just one of those self-referential humors because it's A, Austin Aries' character, and B, I think he has an idea of what people see TNA is as well as anyone else who's just in that same group as he was when he was wrestling. So it's one of those. I fucking loved it because I thought it was hilarious. But okay, put it this way: Austin Aries says that I give him the trust that he's actually just fucking around and being his character and doing a really good job of it. But if it was like an Eric Bischoff or Gunner, I would actually believe he actually believes that he's being malicious.
But you know what, Magpie, I don't know anything anyways because I've never taken a bump in the ring. So.
Yeah.
I've taken a bump on the karate floor and hurt like a bitch, but I've never taken a bump in the ring. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I've never trained before, even though I got a jiu-jitsu background and I do some amateur wrestling.
We've only been watching this for 10 or 15 years between all of us.
And we've been wrestling fans for almost our entire lives, and not even just
we clearly don't know anything we're fucking talking about.
No.
Yeah. That right, Gunner, you fucking dickhole.
Fuck you.
Oh, we'll get to Gunner.
You're mad at a man who goes by the name Gunner.
Yeah.
His name is Gunner.
Gunner's pal? Why isn't Gunner's pal getting the push?
Gunner doesn't even have a last name.
It's just Gunner.
Yeah.
What does he share?
There is only one famous person named Gunner I can even think of, and they were from a one-hit wonder band in the 90s called Nelson.
And let me tell you something. You haven't paid as much dues as Cher. She deserves to be one person. Just like Madonna. Just like, somebody give me one name person. Prince. He earned his buddies. You have to have a last name.
He doesn't even have a word for a name for part of his career.
That was for contract reasons.
Yeah, but still. You took it to another level, man.
All right.
Anyway, but yeah, the point is, instead of bitching at people, who are taking the time to watch your show, when it's the reason they don't fucking pay for shit is because of the quality of the show, you should just be fucking happy they're watching at all.
Personally, I think they should care because they're getting paid anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Eric Young.
Yeah. Second of all...
We love you, Young.
Second of all, telling people and just so we don't have to come back to it later on when Gunner cuts his goddamn promo, because I don't want to spend any more time on this. Saying wrestling fans don't know anything about wrestling and can't comment on whether or not anything is good or bad just because they've never done it is like saying I can't go to McDonald's and say, hey, this hamburger sucks because I've never actually been a licensed chef.
Well,
It's like saying
fucking bullshit.
it's like saying this hamburger. It's like saying this hamburger sucks because you've never been a butcher.
Yeah.
You can't possibly know what the quality of this meat is.
Yeah.
Go tag with Shane Helms, you dickwad.
So, fuck those guys, and fuck those attitudes. They don't fucking work. It doesn't work that way. So, now that we've gotten that out of our systems, let's move on to this next match, which is Generation Me versus Eric Young, and the return of the epic, the immortal, Shark Boy 360.
Yay! What?
Shell, yeah.
Really? Yeah. I mean, yeah. Eric Young was a former X Division champion, not that bad, and Shark Boy did constitute as X Division wrestler back in the day. But you're gonna use Generation Me on them? I mean, yeah, Motor City's gone.
Magpie. This match was strictly fan service.
It was entertaining, but it's like you want to use Gen Me for that. You don't want to showcase have a really good, awesome match.
Well, Gen Me just asked for the release from their contract.
Well, God bless them, and trust me, Generation Me, Matt and Jeremy, thank you so much for being cool to me when I met you. You guys were fucking awesome, and I'm glad you're out of there now. Stay in PWG, go to ROH, and have the Dream Tag match with Celtic.
Okay, Magpie.
No, this is my moment. I'm good.
Magpie.
I'm kidding. Oh.
Magpie, quit plugging other shows, man. Let's focus here. All right?
Go.
All right.
I'd like to thank the Academy.
Jesus. This match, it was pretty much, wrestling equivalent of fan service for anyone that's familiar with anime. Tits and ass didn't really abound that much, but again, it was an inconsequential match, no real purpose before or beyond that night. And the result doesn't fucking matter.
Yep.
It's just, hey, it's Shark Boy. Woohoo, Shark Boy. Hey, it's Eric.
Shell, yeah.
He's so funny because he's mentally retarded.
Did take off his pants.
Yeah, he did.
Or his trunks.
I say for what it was good, but for me, it's just a missed opportunity, and I would have rather seen Generation Me do this. Granted, it was entertaining.
I mean, I feel like we're going to say that over and over again. Like, it was a missed opportunity. They could have done this, but then they did that. I mean, that's really the problem in general with this pay-per-view is that, like, it could have and should have been awesome, and it had no reason to not be awesome. But instead, it was good, but there's parts of it that just kind of come off like meh.
Yeah, and that's really, yeah, we are repeating ourselves ad nauseam.
Yeah, let's end the show early. Good night, guys.
Fish.
Cue music. Da-da. Da-da, da-da.
All right. Anyway, so does anyone even really care to go into any more depth on this match? Because fuck it.
I'm glad Young's out.
Well, except for the fact that Shark Boy used a bite on the ass.
Yeah.
I'm figuring this is in his repertoire. I haven't seen much Shark Boy.
Yeah, it's in his repertoire.
Yeah.
But
Didn't you fight Miss Tracy Brooks in the ass?
He bit everybody in the ass.
He's a goddamn shark.
Hey, didn't the finish
He
kick
tried
ass?
to bite Batman's leg off. Come on, what do you guys want from him?
that was part of the finish, was the bite to the ass.
Oh, right.
It was like a distract. What was the...
But yeah, winners, if you couldn't figure it out, the team with the guy you haven't seen in a while.
Shark Boy and Eric Young.
And Jin Me does the job on their way out.
Yep.
And they're friends again.
Backstage, we got a segment with Daniels and AJ Styles, and they're being buddy. Oh God, I can't wait to have a good sparring match with you. It's almost like you're watching Dragon Ball Z or something, where the two friends like, I'll fight you. We're so good friends. Let me punch your teeth down your throat.
It's more like Power Rangers.
Yeah, it's like
We're fucking Jason.
communicate with their fists. What the fuck is that supposed to?
Why didn't they go to the juice bar?
Jason and Zach have a fucking sparring match every fucking episode, and it really starts to make you think they actually hate each other.
Yeah.
Because they are always fucking fighting.
But no leaf. They go to the juice bar afterwards and fruit smoothies at a nice, delicious temperature solve everything.
Are you trying to call?
But there's also a monster battle in between.
Well, duh, there's always a monster battle in between.
There's always a monster
Ultimate
battle.
X.
There is also always a monster battle.
At Ultimate X.
Actually, no, before Ultimate X, SoCal Val is backstage with Zima Ion. The guy's name is Zima, like the malt beverage. I couldn't get over this all night. His name is Zima. Who names these people? See, TNA, most of their names are their own wrestling names from the independents, mostly. It blows my mind that
They changed Zima Ions. I can't remember exactly what it was. It's mainly they changed shit for fucking copyright purposes.
Yeah, because, TNA really, they need copywriting for all their marketing and junk.
Oh, yeah.
They can only afford to put out
all that
6 action
merchandise
figures.
they show.
Heath Slater has an action figure, but there's no Jay Lethal action figure.
Oh, God,
TV to justify action figure.
Arrow, you just made me cry.
Alright, moving on to Ultimate X.
That is so horrible.
Robbie E. versus Alex Shelley of the Motor City Machine Guns versus Amazing Red versus Shannon Moore of Inc. Screw
Damn
you.
it, TNA! Robbie E. is not X Division.
He's not even anything.
He's a fucking meat shield, at best with an awful haircut and a girlfriend that makes a lot of fucking noise.
Wait. Who the fuck is Robbie E? All I saw was Guile.
A dick with a bad haircut.
He's got a blowout, bruh.
I mean, Guile?
Yeah, a dick with a bad haircut.
Guile's a dick.
God damn it, I'm gonna go get a drink.
Robbie.
No!
No!
It's Dr. Pepper! Lay off.
My iPod is chocolate?
Oh, God.
At any rate...
No one's gonna get that.
At any rate, this was a kind of nothing-ish Ultimate. It didn't need to be an Ultimate X match. Did they even hype this up as an Ultimate X match? Or was this yet another fucking match that got no fucking hype and they were just like, well, we got the 6-sided ring, we got all these fucking colored midgets around.
It's like
I guess we can have
it's like everyone in TNA shows up for the pay-per-view. Alright, we got a pay-per-view show tonight. What's everyone doing? Shit, I knew we forgot something.
Well, to be a little bit fair, there were times where WWE had a number of unannounced matches on their pay-per-views in the late 90s.
Yeah, in the late fucking 90s.
And I would have bitched about it then, too, if we had the show going back then.
Although there was some...
And guess who was booking in the late 90s?
Vince?
Russo.
No, he left in 98.
98, I thought he left in 99.
Yeah, it was 99.
I'm pretty sure it was 99. I thought it was 98.
Yeah, it was 99.
The point is, though, it's an idea that started up when he was in WWE and was used in WWE during and after.
So. There were some cool things about the match that I liked. Like, I liked how they made a point, the people in the match, though, they made a point that it looked like Alex Shelley was a veteran of this match. He knew exactly what he was doing, so he had that confidence, and he knew how to, like, isolate these guys and get things going. And he really did keep momentum up.
Good.
Yeah,
it's Alex Shelley. He's fucking awesome.
Alex Shelley is good. And really, it felt like they were just shoving people into these matches because they haven't been on TV in a while.
And if I can pull the missed opportunity card, it would have been cool if they, like, say, instead of having Doug Williams be the mystery opponent, he actually fought somebody who was booked, or hyped that British guy who showed up, I don't know. But, and they had a mystery opponent in the number one contendership for the, X Division title in Ultimate X, and they booked it up, and they're like, who's the mystery guy gonna be? Who's the mystery gonna be? And then you bring out Sanjay Dutt. And now that would have been cool because Sanjay, as Don West used to say, was the guy, one of the best X Division guys to never get the X Division title. Do I think he's as good as he was back then? No, but that would have been a cool surprise and bring another interesting angle onto the match. So, missed opportunity card, that's why I pull it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Robbie E just served as a meat shield. That's really all I could say. He just like the bumping.
Well, he was like Kane or Mark Henry in a Money in the Bank match.
But even Kane could, like, annotate better than Mark Henry's more at a place, but Kane could at least be like, okay, hit me with this really, really heavy thing. All right, I'll leap up here. Or you could do a super kick off of me. But Robbie E is just, like, not that adaptive. He's solid, but he's not that good.
Well, Robbie E just kind of served that role of being in the match just
it's like a filler. Like, they couldn't put anyone else.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Robbie E on TV in how long?
I'm not complaining about that.
3 or 4 months.
Yeah, like, he just kind of disappeared is what I'm saying, and then you just kind of, oh, we got a pay-per-view. X Division. Robbie E, he was champion, right?
Exactly. That's how I felt like it was put together, and it's a missed opportunity. You could have someone more interesting in there, or I wish Sabin wasn't injured, but if he wasn't, I'd put him in there, even though we've seen it before, but better quality.
And Robbie E wouldn't even be half as bad if he didn't have Cookie.
Would Cookie even have ringside?
She was at ringside. She didn't play any factors, but the fact is, just going on her track record and her past, you think either some sort of stupid, like, screwjob finish that involves Robbie E getting it, or you just think maybe someone will give her a microphone.
Oh, God. I
actually enjoy Cookie. I really
With Becky Bayless as a manager... Oh, my thing skipped.
What? What? No.
Magpie.
Oh, the thing skipped. Wow.
What skipped?
Nothing skipped.
My computer skipped.
What?
The fuck is happening?
You're supposed to hate Michael Cole.
Where are we?
And I quote.
I forgot the point I was making, but I had a technical difficulty.
What?
Hold on.
All right.
We're throwing every catchphrase we have out there right now.
Page here, Justin Bieber.
And on that bombshell.
On that bombshell, Christopher Brown.
Okay, there was a number of good spots in the match. Who was it? We had one guy who was laying down in the corner, and I think one guy was in the Tree of Woe, and then I think it was Shelley who drop-kicked into him.
Robbie E was hanging out, Shannon Moore was on top of him, and then Amazing Red not Amazing Red, Alex Shelley drop-kicked him.
Yeah, that was a good spot, and then we also saw Shannon Moore climb to the top of the structure, which I thought was pretty stupid.
Yeah. It seemed like he was trying too hard, but I did get his thinking process behind it, because he's like, oh, well, yeah, I can adapt to this style, but I'm more influenced by, like, my friends the Hardys, so I'm going to do something Hardy-ish, and I could see his point trying to get in there, but it was kind of, like, overdoing it.
I mean, the thing is, if you're going to do a high spot like that, I'd like to see you jump off of it. Basically what he did was he climbed through the structure so he could get a better angle. If you want to do that, I think it would be cool if you just kind of walk across the ropes, because then what usually ends up happening is they try and, like, you monkey bar it across by hanging their legs down, and they just get, like, caught down, and then they're screwed. If you just walk across it, most guys can't jump that high, and then you get the X, not the title.
Okay, how many people in TNA do you think are trained tightrope walkers?
No, it's not that hard when you have the no, because Shannon Moore's tall enough that he can grab the top of the structure, walk across it, and use that as a balance. You know what I'm saying?
Still dangerous and unnecessary.
Well, it's no more dangerous than walking across the top of a giant.
Well, yeah, I can touch the top of the thing.
30 feet in the air.
It's dangerous, but it's at least more solid. I mean, I wouldn't still fucking do it, but tightroping and the fucking thing.
There's nothing dangerous about it. The thing can hold the weight of 4 human beings. At least.
It's the falling it's the fucking falling that's the bad part.
Well, did he
the thing
fall?
is, his arms can grab the bottom. His arms can grab the bottom of the structure, and his legs can walk across the rope.
So I get that. It's just my thing is, like, if he falls and he lands on the wrong angle, he's fucking screwed.
But I think the thing is,
it's more of a question of balance.
Most people have enough instinct to, like, you know, at least, I don't know, take a groin shot at worst, and then, like, scissor your legs, hold yourself up. Plus, he still has a chance to grab with his arms. I don't know if you've ever fallen off of anything, but your first instinct is go for the thing you were standing on.
Well,
that's a lot of, well, if he just.
Yeah.
It's like.
And really, I think the idea behind it was, and I'll justify it like this, is if he walked across the tightrope, someone could have got up there and shook in the rope. Or climbed on the rope themselves and knocked him off.
Yeah, there's always, like, you can plan it to go that way, but there's always that, like, I wonder if. Like, again, like No Leaf said, it's a just or a what if.
He gets all the way on top of the thing like you did, and it's a lot harder for people to get to him. And all he has to do is just walk out there real quick because it's a solid thing, so he's not having to, like, take his time tight.
Well, maybe if it was quick, yeah. But I still have that worry.
Yeah,
I just thought it was an awkward spot with him on top, and he's not jumping off or anything. He's just kind of, he's going for the X, but he's like trying to shimmy his way through the structure or something.
I did like how he stomped on the
I
dude's
thought it was
hands
an
was holding
awkward
on.
spot, but I thought it was just a stupid spot because I'm like, what if you fall? If you fall, you land on your fucking head. And that stupid fucking mohawk you have isn't going to protect you, you idiot.
Oh, also, like, what was it? 3 out of 4 guys? Oh, no. All 4 guys had pretty stupid haircuts.
Yeah, I like Shelley, but that's a goofy fucking haircut, and I'm not going to tell him that if I meet him.
It's fine for his character, though, but you're not going to, like, you know. I
think
understand you got to
Chris
be
Saban's
unique.
like, dude, what the fuck? I mean, you're my best friend, but what the hell?
Anyways, Alex Shelley ends up winning the match. He's the new number 1 contender for the X Division Championship.
And then Chris Saban
we get to
comes
see
out.
Chris Saban come out and
Yeah.
And then we go backstage.
Get well soon, Saban.
And then we go backstage with SoCal Val and one of my favorite guys. Still, he keeps leaving the fucking company as I see him in. Fucking low keys. Or Caval, for those of you who
Senshi.
don't know. Or Senshi. Or any number of names. And basically he just talks about winning the 3-way. I don't think he said anything about his former employers, did he?
No, he just talked about how the X Division made the
Although
contract.
I will say, when you brought up the point about Austin Aries not saying what he said and not really, he shouldn't have said it being in TNA. Like, as I can argue that him being his character and just being a dick kill character and Austin Aries, this had the feeling like, I swore off camera, one of the TNA management was pointing AK-47s at Loki and forcing him to say, "This is where wrestling matters." And you could just look in his face and it's like, man, he really does not want to say that.
Yeah, I just it was okay. I just we'll talk. Never mind. We'll talk.
Just
about
stay in PWG, Loki. Just stay in PWG.
We'll talk about Caval when we get there. But we get a video package hyping Jerry Lynn versus Rob Van Dam, even though we cannot see any footage from their former matches.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's Extreme Violence 3.0.
Was anyone else bugged at the fact when they showed like the video package and they got cut to that one part where Rob Van Dam's like, "Now I see all you X Division guys, and it's like, you guys are just trying to be the RVD." And I'm like, no, okay, you maybe inspired them, but these guys were trying to do new things, you self-sided prick. Now, he could be his character again, but as we've seen RVD spoke out in public, it's like, this guy's a self-centered dick, so I don't know if it's like, the line's skewer.
Yeah.
What's the phrase, Shades of Grey? Not anymore.
I know, but, you know, he still has to play up his character, which is still a whole effing show.
You can still kind of argue that, but with the evidence being presented all the times he has spoken out, you're like, oh, this guy doesn't care about wrestling, he's just a self-centered dick.
Yeah, I don't really care.
I wanted him there, and it blew up in my face. Wow.
This match...
The next match is RVD versus Jerry Lynn. Didn't Christy Hemme screw up Jerry Lynn's intro?
No, that wasn't the next match.
His music was bad, though.
Yeah.
But
It was the new Dreamer. Yeah, it was that kind of thing.
it was just generic rock, and then, like...
Why couldn't it have been like Winter's theme? Her
Bowman.
theme's fucking awesome.
Well, that's by an actual band. I thought they got licensed.
I would think sarcastic. But okay.
No, some people legitimately like that. I don't know why.
I don't know either. It's fucking astounding. I mean, I like making fun of it, and that's awesome, but no redeemable qualities musically.
If you want to write a TNA quality intro song, just go out and buy one of those Casio electronic keyboards and select the first generic pre-programmed rock song on it.
Do I smell a new bit coming on for the dark match?
Oh, God.
We want to buy one of those keyboards.
I have one.
It just makes me...
well, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. All right. It just makes me think of, like... I don't even know what it means.
That's it. We're making our own themes.
If you're wondering why we're talking about this and not the match, it's because I didn't think the match was that great.
I didn't like the match either.
Now it's just slower. I mean, yeah, they're competent, but we've seen it, and it's slower. I would have been more enthusiastic to see it in the Hardcore Justice pay-per-view because that would have made more sense. But this was like, yeah, fuck Robbie D. Get Jerry Lynn to face someone else.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's my attitude. Jerry Lynn, I want you there. Rob Van Dam, fuck you.
But if you notice, though, with the exception of the next match after this one, though, all these matches, or most of these matches, seem to be pitting a guy that's current in the company that you think of has some sort of X Division relation versus some guy from the past that used to be in the company, or some guy that they think that it looks like.
And that's okay to do, but you have to make sure these people have chemistry, or they can give you a good presentation, or it's different or unique. And this one was just like, this could have been either one of those times where, oh my god, this is the new spin. Like every time I've seen those guys, it has a familiarity, but this is like a new take on it, and they did a good job of it. Or it could have been like what we saw. It was tolerable, but it was slow.
It was a house show match.
Yeah.
I think the problem is a lot of the matches they put together, these quote-unquote dream matches, as they like to call these damn things, are just rehashes of the same goddamn matchup we've seen 10 years ago. We've seen AJ versus Chris Daniels, and even though it was a good match, we've seen it. We've seen Rob Van Dam versus Jerry Lynn. We've seen Joe versus Kaz. We've seen this. We've seen that.
Also, this finish was very abrupt.
You go on YouTube and you can see Jack Evans versus Low-Ki. I mean,
Which was better.
I'm just saying, though. I mean,
yeah, I know. I had to get my little crock shot in there.
There's nothing here that TNA can sit there and say this is the only show and the only company you can see this.
And again, I hate to play Captain Hindsight, but if you wanted to do an awesome blast from the past and do something where it's from your past, TNA, you could have been like, oh, well, do we really need Low-Ki in the contract match? I mean, yeah, it makes sense, but we can have him go against Jerry Lynn, and that would be better. Because you get to see, like, Jerry Lynn, who always has to adapt to Low-Ki style versus Low-Ki, who's just this, like, chaotic wrestler who lives up to the name of the god he's technically named after. Just this chaotic, you never know what's going to happen guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, missed opportunities. Tolerable, good moments. I still love Jerry Lynn. I wish I had a better opponent, but nothing more to say.
It was just a rehash of all the spots they've done in their other matches. And they were moving at like 1/4 the speed they used to move at. You know, they did that thing where they do a bunch of spots and then they stand up and it's a karate pose.
But again, I have to say this age, Jerry Lynn is still gold, and it's one of those. I think honestly, Jerry had to, and this is gonna sound sad, but Jerry was the one that had to adapt to RVD just being slower rather than they're both just slow. Because like you see Jerry Lynn take on a guy like Tyler Black or being like a 4-way with Danielson and Aries. It's like this guy can hang, and he came on top in those matches.
You know what would have been a dream match back before he had his I think it was a stroke he had, is Jerry Lynn versus Ricky Steamboat.
Oh,
that would have been cool. Yeah,
that would have been cool.
Put that in the Hammerstein Ballroom and have the chance of dick blood fill the arena.
Love the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Oh, I love that place.
But, yeah, that would have been awesome. I mean, even now, like you know, minus the stroke and everything, but you know, in the last couple of years here, that still would have been a great match to see.
Yeah, even the matches that we did get to see, like Chris Jericho versus Steamboat, those were still kick ass in quality.
Hey, look at that! I've never stepped in the ring in my life, and I'm already doing a better job than the guys that get paid for it. Booking dream matches, anyone can do it.
Anyways, Rob Van Dam wins with the 5-star frog splash.
Who saw that
very
coming?
abrupt 5-star out of nowhere.
I don't even know where he comes up with these crazy moves or these crazy finishes.
Yeah, he may have been one of the people who inspired the movement of X Division. Let's say he was, and I think rightfully so. But you can't hang anymore, dude, with at least these guys, because the guys who made the X Division what it was are like, I'd be bold to say, I'm gonna fucking say it. AJ Styles even now is still way better than Rob Van Dam in his prime.
Yeah, Rob, just go back to Serial or Heaven or Hell or wherever it is in Michigan you're from. Just leave it to the guys that can do it. I feel like a dick saying that because he's way more athletic than I am.
Oh, I'm athletic, and I'll say that. Not as athletic as him, but if we're criticizing wrestling and in-ring products, we have the right to do so. And we're not doing it in a mean, malicious way. Well, we are, but at least we're making our points clear.
Okay, I'll amend my statement. Go back to Michigan until you pull your head out of your ass and stop acting like you're all that shit, because you're not.
Doo-doo head.
You're still good. You can still deliver a pretty good, solid match. But You're not God's gift to turnbuckles.
Anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. We go backstage first with Jack Evans, who
Guess who's back?
About being nervous, but he's bringing the contract. No, you're not, Jack. Austin Aries versus Jack Evans versus Loki versus Demon Ion. Match of the night.
Yeah, I will say this had the X Division feel into it. I mean, you can argue like, it was just like rapid fire and this and that, but it's supposed to be rapid fire.
It was a true X Division style match. There was tension. There was something at stake. They built to it before the show.
All the guys had their individual moments to shine and do something really fucking cool.
Yeah. And they actually melded really well together. As fast as it was, as quick pace as it was, there's still some coherence in the ring psychology.
Yeah, it's like, imagine this match. Like, this is a pay-per-view quality match, but imagine, like, say, this match as an opener of an Impact, or, like, if it was January 1st, 2010, and they booked this match to be an opener, that would have been like, TNA is fucking where it's at. Yeah, that main event's a fucking nightmare, but that was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people cast out the phrase spot fest as a derogatory term. And this match was a spot fest, but it made logical sense.
And it was entertaining. Well, yeah, spot fest, just pure spot fest can be entertaining, but this was entertaining, and like Diva said, entertaining with a point.
Yeah. So, I don't know, that's kind of my take on it.
It was a good match.
Yeah.
And, there's not a whole lot to talk about it in terms of what it was, because it was that kind of spot fest match. And the problem, I like watching those every once in a while. That's why I didn't really have a problem with this one or the ones that I'm having on Impact. The problem is that spot fest matches, since they tend to have lots of big spots, you don't usually have that one big memorable one that stands out in your mind.
Yeah, there's no one match-defining moment like there is in most WWE matches.
Well, let's not downplay TNA, because they, even in the X Division, they had those moments in their, like, say, TNA in their prime, they had those moments where it's like, that was the moment where you're like, that was the shit, like when Skipper climbed the ring and just...
It's like, the problem begins when you flood the market with these things. It's kind of, this division suffered the same thing as hardcore wrestling suffered from. Everybody was doing it. Trash cans are everywhere. Chairs are all over the place. Stop signs, cookie sheets, shopping carts full of barbed wire. It was a gimmick that was so heavily abused. You got these.
Yeah, I get your point.
It's like, okay, trash
just
can.
flooding the market.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta. Yeah, it's cool and all that you can do this stuff, but keep it special by keeping it rare. Don't go out there and blow your load every single night. Pace yourself. Use it to build tension.
Yeah.
Although they did do it right, because it's a pay-per-view, and these are the type of quality matches or entertainment that you need to have on a pay-per-view. So, that's cool.
Yeah.
So at least did it for the right occasion, not just like, oh, this is just gonna be on Impact, and oh, it's 5 minutes.
Yeah.
No, it's not 5 minutes. Let's make it 4, because we got more Hulkster promo.
Yeah. So, yeah, pretty much the sum of that one is Austin Aries wins.
Ah, crap.
That's what I fucking wanted to see.
Yeah.
But one thing I gotta say, and this is gonna back reference what the promo, Austin Aries is one of the most clean, polished wrestlers, and when he said that dude has the right to say that. So it's not that I'm against the idea of a great wrestler showing up to a company and maybe making it better. It's just I don't have faith that company will know what to do with this wrestler, and I'm pretty sure you guys share the same sentiment about that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, agreed.
I think the general complaint we're gonna our audience is gonna find that we have with TNA, if they haven't figured it out already, is for the most part the talent's cool. We like the talent in general. It's just the people that are handling the talent, the people that are booking it, the people that are managing it.
That's the problem.
And the problem is, the people that are doing that stuff, they work great as talents themselves, with the exception of, like, Russo. Bischoff was great as a talent in WWE when he didn't have any managerial power backstage in real life. Hulk Hogan, great as a talent when he doesn't have creative control. But put these guys in as managers, and they think that, oh, just because I did it, I know how to do. Just because I was in the ring for this match means I know how to do every aspect of this fucking business, and you don't.
And if we want to play devil's advocate, like just be on the management side, and this is deviating from your point. If we want to play devil's advocate and be like, well, okay, we'll give you the credit, Bischoff, Hogan, you have nothing to do with the creative process. You don't have a thing. Let's give them the credit and say they don't have anything to do with it. You still have a room full of morons who in your creative.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I was just singling them out because they're the more prominent ones. But yeah, TNA,
oh yeah, they're the more prominent morons.
There's been a problem with TNA
morons.
before those two came in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, yeah.
But the problems in TNA that were before, when the X Division was in its prime, yeah, there were still shitty storylines. There was a bad main event, but the talent of the X Division and those other wrestlers and these new talents that just showed up in TNA, the homegrown, that's what made you want to stay. And if TNA would have just slowly faded out the main eventers who got the attention and just focused on these guys, we would not have a problem with TNA. We probably would be making a dark match.
Okay, we still got a good chunk of the show left to go here, and we're kind
of
getting bogged down in those general complaints about TNA that we all have. So let's move right along into
moving on.
The next backstage segment with Aries at ringside. I guess it's at ringside. Aries at ringside with his TNA contract, and SoCal Val's like, oh my God, how do you feel? I'm going to Disneyland and fucking my wife. I'm sorry, I thought that would be funnier in my head.
It's okay, I've had those moments.
Yeah, we all have.
He says he's the greatest man that ever lived and walked up the ramp. Because, when I think great men, great accomplishments, there's Neil Armstrong walking on the moon. There's General Patton walking off the boat onto Italy. There's MacArthur walking off the boat into the Pacific, Pacific Theater. There's Austin Aries walking up the ramp of TNA.
That's just Austin Aries' character, though. Granted, though, it's TNA, so it's like, don't make assumptions like that, because it's going to make you stupid when you see what you're going to have to actually do.
Yeah, it's just like... it's just... I guess I just kind of marked it into that point, though. It's like, this guy's not just heel. He just said something in the matches.
Yeah. But again, character, so he's supposed to do that.
Props for that. He got under my skin as a heel. Fuck you, Aries.
Yeah, we hope you get some good stuff. At least maybe you could take one of... Maybe you could stop there.
Let's move on to this horrible X Division Championship match between Kendrick.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, I hated this match. Hated it.
One fucking title match.
I don't want to talk about it.
One fucking title match on the show. There's no tag titles. There's no knockouts title. There's no knockouts tag titles. There's no.
Oh no.
There's no TV title. But
Eric Young did have a match.
We get the X title, and it's not even the main event.
The problem with the the X title, not the X Division, is just Abyss has it. I understand they want to work this what Kevin Nash kind of wanted to always have. They kind of had it in WCW. They had a cruiserweight bully. He wanted an X Division bully because all those guys are usually smaller, even if there are no weight limits. He wanted a bully for the division, and now they're finally doing that with Abyss. And it looks
Rob
stupid.
Was the X Division champion. He refused to wrestle in the X Division style when he defended his title.
Right. Just dumb. Just dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you're gonna do that,
this was a low point.
If you're gonna do that,
it can be done well because, Mick and ECW being anti-hardcore.
But if you're gonna do the bully thing, just don't trust him. Abyss is not the guy to trust to do the bully thing because he's way past his prime. And same with Brian Kendrick. Brian Kendrick, when he wants to, he can go, but he's not as good as he used to be. Granted, when he is on, but he's not the guy I would trust to be number 10.
Magpie.
What?
These guys are still pretty young. They're not.
I'm just saying Kendrick sucks.
Come on. Just because he talks about reptilian moon men.
It's not the reptilian moon men. If you look at his quality before to now, he's not as good as he used to be. That's my complaint. And Abyss, I would have cut him a long time ago.
I don't think it's that they're not as good as they used to be. It's just, again, like Samoa Joe, they're not being used right. They're not old guys.
I'm not saying they're old. I'm just saying they're not as good as they used to be. Abyss, though, is just there's nothing interesting, and Kendrick's not as good.
Kendrick is only 32, and
I'm not saying he's old. I'm just saying he's not good anymore.
They're past their prime.
Past their prime in terms of how they used to be. Okay, Abyss is past his prime. That's what I meant. So
he's only 28.
And there's nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, okay, I don't mean old, but, like, with Abyss, what's interesting about him anymore? He's done he's done everything he really can do. I mean, there's nothing interesting about him. And Brian Kendrick, I'm only arguing that he has quality. So if it's not like I was...
Okay, Magpie.
What?
Simmer down.
I wasn't simmering.
I'm sorry.
There's a difference between being past your prime and the gimmick having jumped the shark. Okay?
Okay, well, I'm sorry I worded it wrong.
Alright. I mean...
Okay, sorry.
I mean, these guys can still wrestle good matches, and...
Yeah, when Brian Kendrick wants to, but he doesn't do it at concert rate.
If booked right, Abyss could be an effective character.
Not anymore. I have no faith in him, but damn different strokes.
Kane comes and goes.
Kane, I still trust as a better wrestler than Abyss, but again, different strokes. We see it differently.
I'm not even talking about wrestling ability. I'm talking about how the character is being.
Kane's more X Division than Abyss.
Oh, I'm talking more in-ring quality. I don't give a shit about
I know, too. I know. I just might.
No, not you. I was talking to Bativus, your cool arrow.
Okay.
Alright, but I'm
It's just...
get more mileage out of these guys and their characters. And the only reason we're not is because of the way they're being booked.
I see that point too, but again, if it sounded like I was saying both of them are past their prime, I just mean Abyss. There's nothing. I worded it wrong. Abyss, nothing interesting about it anymore. We've done all we can with them. Brian Kendrick, not as good as he used to be. That was the point I was trying to make, and I worded it wrong. So, apology.
Remember when Abyss had superpowers from the WWE Hall of Fame ring?
No.
I'm having flashbacks to 3 nights ago of the TNA drinking game.
You remember that one time, guys, where we got stuck on the side of the road? The clip show episode, everybody.
No.
Yeah. Sure.
Right. Anyway.
Match. Again.
Wow, we haven't even talked about the match.
Our feeling is more memorable.
Honestly,
nothing happened.
It wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't a good match.
It was a house show match.
It was a
no, not even that. This wasn't
even a house show match. It was like a sparring match by 2 people in the gym, training, practicing.
Right. This is Kendrick, like, being dominated and then getting a few, like, you know, top rope moves in or whatever. Just, like, he has to work so hard just to do so little damage. It's basically the David and Goliath story.
Yeah, it's underdog.
I'm pretty sure that born-again Christian Vince Russo was really trying to work here.
He's born again. Okay.
You know, if he would have brought a slingshot, it would have been awesome.
All right.
Well, it would have been great with the Art of War book. They would have.
That would have been cool. That would have been a cool fucking spot. He just like gets a slingshot, hits him, and then Art of War book smashes his fucking head in there, and then gets straight down to the belt.
The slingshot would have been ineffectual because he's already missing his front teeth.
Yeah, but he hits him in the forehead.
Well, maybe if he just does a Daniel Day-Lewis and uses a bowling pin, I'm finished.
That would work. I'll take that.
I'd see that.
Oh yeah, nothing really happens in this match until the very end. And
yeah.
In true Russo fashion, Earl Hebner gets his ass kicked. Like, just gets knocked down, and someone barely touches him. Oh my God, I'm unconscious.
Yeah.
Oh, the humanity. Oh.
And the rest of Immortal, Brother Ray, Scott Steiner, and Gunner run down and just beat the shit out of Kendrick, while Abyss is just like, yeah, what's up? And then every one of the X Division wrestlers runs down there. And, it's going back and forth. It's like 30 guys versus 4. And it's an even match.
Yeah.
But the X Division guys finally clear the ring and chase them out of there. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like, somehow in all that bullshit, Kendrick and Abyss are the only ones in the ring just at the same time. The action just suddenly just moves, vanishes from the ring, and these two are just left in there. Kendrick rolls up Abyss, and almost as if on cue, like, they clocked it and everything, like they rehearsed the whole thing from start to finish and timed it. Earl Hebner just pops up like a goddamn gopher in Chuck E. Cheese and counts 1, 2, 3.
He counts to 3 from outside the ring.
Yeah.
He's standing outside the ring. He can barely see the fucking shoulders. Can't see if anything illegal's happening. But he counts to 3.
I feel like if you popped him on the head, he would have ducked down and popped up somewhere else.
What prices would you win if you get a lot of tickets?
I would have gotten the kazoo.
Yeah, you think I can get a date with SoCal Val?
I want a football.
I think
you get a rock.
The football's on the top shelf. The date with SoCal Val's on the third shelf.
We should have that stuff in that briefcase match they used to do.
Wait, why are we being so mean to SoCal Val?
I wasn't being mean. I wasn't being mean. I just wanted to earn a date and win enough tickets so I can have a date with SoCal Val. That's not wrong, is it? That's fucking romantic, Noli. Stop trying to pervert me.
Is it wrong to be romantic in the barn?
Stop it, man. Let me have it. I can do it.
Dude, you are not allowed near the Anheuser-Busch stables ever again.
We are horrible people. Anyways, your winner and new X Division champion is Wherein Kendrick.
Confetti!
Whoa,
Dude, they carpet the fucking Impact Zone with confetti.
Again?
It's like bright.
Wait, you know what? You know what I want to know? Why is it always red and yellow confetti?
Because it's Hogan.
It's X Division. Those are the official colors.
Jay Lethal won the X Division championship last time. It was red and yellow confetti. When RVD won the fucking world championship, it was red and yellow. Do they not have a budget for like some fucking blue confetti? Maybe
it's
some
TNA.
I'm trying to think if there's some sort of Universal Studios related thing.
You just asked if TNA has a budget.
Oh right, I'm sorry.
Most of their money.
My fault, everybody.
No, the answer is yes, they do have a budget. It's called Dixie, Russo, Hogan, and Bischoff's paychecks.
It's unbalanced. It's called Panda Energies.
And then there's donations to the homeless shelter so that all of their workers have a bite to eat.
Yeah, who is it? Who's the other guy in Inc?
Jess Neal.
Yeah, I think he said on Twitter he qualified for food stamps. Someone thought he was joking. He's like, no, I'm serious, dick.
Qualifies for food stamps.
On that depressing note, it's time for a nice main event. We get a promo package hyping up Daniels versus AJ Styles, and the main event is Christopher Daniels versus AJ Styles.
Yeah.
And
wrap your head around that. All that confetti, and that wasn't even the main event.
That must have been some quirk.
It's the only title match on the card. And it's not the main event.
Well, let's think about this here. Did you really want fucking Kendrick versus Abyss to be the main event?
No.
Nope.
That's why you put other people to be in your fucking title match.
Well, you can't really put anyone else but Abyss there, and Kendrick's been the center of the storyline, so what are you going to be like, yeah, okay, Amazing Red, you get in there. You got out there.
You remember what I said earlier about, having that, taking Jerry Lynn and RVD out of that TNA Originals thing and putting Joe and Kaz in there with Daniels and Styles? Yeah, keep those four. Throw Abyss in there and have a 5-way King of the Mountain, whatever, hoop-de-doo.
King of the Mountain.
No! Why would you suggest a King of the Match?
Damn it, they could actually do that, Cephas.
They would.
Wow!
And I would love it.
Yeah, they probably could make.
They would make it.
But look at all the star power in there that would actually make it work, including Abyss. He would really piss off to make that match look good.
About a reverse ladder match that could. The X Division has had a King of the Mountain match, and that was the one match that the X Division guys couldn't fucking save. Granted, it was better than the fucking heavyweight King of the Mountain match.
I'm just saying. There's other things to do than have your one title match be Kendrick winning a title. A major singles title on a pay-per-view devoted to that style of wrestling.
I'm sorry, but Brian Kendrick is hilarious. I don't care about
two people you would like to see compete for that title in the main event immediately following that match, and they don't even get confetti like the match just before them gets. How much of a fuck you is that to these guys? Yeah, you're the main event, but we're using confetti on this guy. Reptilian Overlord tinfoil hat, dude. It's confetti. And AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, just had 3 fucking characters at the same time in this company. Pulling big holy booty over here doesn't get confetti. Get a fucking title.
I think I just orgasmed.
How did you orgasm at the sound of my voice, you sick fuck?
It was just that entertaining.
I did not go, what are you doing?
Anyways, Daniels versus AJ Styles. This match could have been so much better than it actually was. I was actually quite disappointed by it.
Fucking cunt.
Not because it was a bad match. Not because it was a bad match. And this is the theme of the fucking night. Not because it was a bad match, but just because it wasn't the kind of match I was expecting from these two. By all standards, if you look at it, if you just look at it and you're just watching it, I'm sure in hindsight, this match would be much better. But it just.
It's almost like too many people came to this show thinking, hey, this is an X Division show and every match is going to be X Division style. So let's stand out by being the one match that deviates from that. And then you get like 5 matches that try to do that.
And I understand that AJ and Christopher Daniels are, older now. Maybe, actually Daniels is like 40, but, they can still go.
Older than they were when they did this shit.
Yeah, exactly. It just felt like,
excuse.
It felt like a TV match. I'll say that.
I won't lie, I didn't see this match, so I really can't comment more on this, although I love Daniels and AJ's fucking AJ.
Yeah.
I can't really criticize, I didn't see it.
Felt like this match
I've wanted to, I didn't get a chance to.
For something else,
okay.
Yeah, the match was okay. There was just something else
just
not
nice.
there. They what?
They went about a half hour.
Yeah, it was.
This is a long ass match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you examine,
I thought it was good anyway. But again, it's just kind of like, woohoo, it's over.
The finish was great, though. As opposed to some of the others, I thought the finish was great tonight.
Yeah, it had good spots peppered throughout. There was good ups and downs. You got time to kind of calm down and catch your breath. And, oh my God, it's cool. And good intensity, but oh my God, the finish was awesome. But after the finish, you're like, now what? What's gonna happen?
Yeah, exactly.
There's got to be a morning after.
And they're gonna have Fortune fight or something.
If we can hold on to the night.
Going back, looking through this pay-per-view, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, possibly 7, possibly 8, possibly not, like 8 or 9 guys on this entire card out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, wait, no, make that 10 or 11 out of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Like, pretty much half this card is people that are going to show up Thursday without anything to fucking do.
Yeah. AJ wins, and it wasn't bad. It just wasn't great. It should have been great. This was the one fucking TNA pay-per-view I was looking forward to, and I don't know what I was expecting, but it didn't live up to those expectations.
Well, maybe that's more of a issue of getting caught up in like the anticipation of it than keeping your expectations realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, it was not a bad pay-per-view overall for what it was. It wasn't bad. It was just like my primary concern is I didn't know what half these fucking matches that were taking place on it until after Impact ended last Thursday, and what the fuck are half these guys gonna do this Thursday?
My thing is with this pay-per-view, the in-ring action, what I saw and what I liked, I really did like it, and like I said, I enjoyed it. But there's faults in this because there's all the infinite possibilities you could have done with it and missed opportunities, and then you could have also really put emphasis on it, got people to care about it, and those were obvious cons. And they did bog it down, and then there was I can't complain that those matches didn't really mean something in terms of the story aspect or what's it going to pay off, or is it going to lead into the pay-per-view? Was it worth it to order it? It didn't have those, but for what I saw, I enjoyed it, and I really can't fault it because when I say good wrestling or tolerable or at least a emphasis on the in-ring product, I can't complain about it because they actually tried to do it. Granted, it could have been a lot better than I thought it was, but I'm still glad they made this pay-per-view.
And you know why I think it was good? It's because you could tell they didn't try and put effort into it. They just told the guys, go out there and wrestle. They didn't have any of this. All their video packages were relatively short. They didn't have promos before every match. They didn't have long, drawn-out just stuff.
Yeah, there was this emphasis on the action in the ring.
You weren't tired of seeing anybody before the match started.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why this was a good pay-per-view, because it was low on the talking. The talking that was there had a point. No one came out to the fucking ring with the fucking microphone and cut a fucking 15-minute promo.
Yeah, not everyone can damn punk, guys. Let's keep that on.
I wish it was Scott Steiner if they did that, though.
Scott Steiner in the ring shooting on the exhibition for 15 minutes. That would have been fucking awesome.
If it was Scott Steiner's the ring announcer, they did with the main event Mafia.
I would have loved to see Scott Steiner mispronounce the letter X.
Hailing
I can't do
hailing
Scott
from
Steiner.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Mm-hmm.
The Nevada Championship. What?
Do we have anyone on the show who could do a Scott Steiner impersonation?
No, I've tried and it's terrible. I haven't heard anyone else do a good one either.
I'll try to look it up. I can do the Warrior. Maybe I can do this.
Christopher says he's fat pretty well.
As long as you can scrunk, I think you can do the Warrior well enough to get by.
I could do a Warrior. I mean, even though I don't have that much confidence in, I'll work on it. But I want to try the Scott Steiner.
Let's not go into that.
We'll talk about it.
Not right now, but I'm going to work on it later.
Okay, let's save it for later then.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Shut up, both of you.
Both of us.
Yes, both of you.
Fuck you. Anyway, after that finish, AJ Styles went.
We already talked about the finish.
We weren't at the finish yet?
No, we talked about the match. AJ Styles wins. They hug after the match.
Okay.
Probably think they're going to feud.
All right.
And
Well then.
we already kind of summed up how we felt about the pay-per-view in general.
Sorry, I zoned out there. Smurfs are on my. Anyway, I guess that means it's time for everyone's favorite internet game show. What gets more screen time than Jay Lethal?
Dun 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 dun.
Shark Boy gets more screen time.
Okay.
Jack Evans gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Reptilian Moonmen get Lethal.
Red and Yellow Confetti get more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Every title not on this show gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
SoCal Val.
How the fuck did Immortal get more screen time than Jay Lethal when they were in the
Christine Hemme got more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Gunner.
Zema Ion got more
Gunner,
screen time.
fucking Gunner got more screen time than Jay Lethal.
The man called Gunner.
Where's
Wrestling
Gunner's
fans
guy?
that stream the pay-per-view instead of paying for it get more screen time. Jay Lethal.
Okay.
I think we've blown that one out of the water.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that's it.
This has been
An extremely long episode.
Oh, it hasn't.
How long was it?
Wait, guys.
Let's just finish the damn show, please.
No, wait, everyone stop for a minute, because I want everybody to realize this. This will be our 50th show.
This is our 50th show.
Oh my god, I love you guys so much.
I love you too, man.
I love you, Davis.
We're gonna break out the champagne. I'm gonna have a Pepsi, and we're gonna.
Okay, punk.
No wild turkey for you.
I love you guys, but don't help me.
I just want to say, I did it. We did it.
Jesus, like Wherein Kendrick.
I love you, No Leaf. I love you, Deepest. Allie, you're amazing. Backlash from Wolfer. We all did it. We're here.
You like me. You really like me at any rate.
And I gotta say one more thing. Fuck furry people.
What?
Well,
You want to do what? In the what? To who?
What? Okay.
Oh, hell no! Digifox, you get me a steel chair. We're taking this fucker down.
Bring it on. I'm a bird.
Okay, we're getting overrun by the furries because Magpie opened his damn mouth.
this has been the Dark Match. I'm Arrow.
I'm No Leaf Clover.
And Magpie is getting his ass ringed by a bunch of furries right now. We'll see you next time.
Oh, he
See you
probably
next
likes
time.
it.
Get him! God, they're grabbing my leg. Good night.
And remember,
Good luck.
nobody